some fun so far. I hope you've had some fun as well. I figured out how to get Insta looking great and YouTube and LinkedIn. Fun little hack. It's called two different devices at the same time. Who'd have thought, right? So that's my phone over there. It's my Instagram people. And over here is my YouTube and LinkedIn people. Now, what are we talking about today? This is day 6 of my 100 days worth of lives. And today I want to talk about vibe coding and agents. So vibe coding and agents. Now, what are those two things if you don't know? Vibe coding is the ability to create stuff like applications by prompting. So instead of having to write the software, instead of having to know how to write the software, you can prompt and get results. And that has been rapidly growing quite quickly in terms of what it does, how it works, and how good it is. So it used to go from being, hey, this takes, it was messy. Like it would work and then it wouldn't work. It would work and then it wouldn't work. And Claude Code and new things have come around that have really, really sharpened that up in some pretty cool ways. So that's cool. But agents, which is from a business perspective far more interesting in some ways, have lagged behind. So in agents use something like N8N or String or Zaps or Makes, and what they're about is automating a part of your life. Okay, so whether that is hosting, processing an invoice, or doing a follow-up to a coaching client, or whether it's I blank, but basically any function that a human does inside the business, getting that automated is what agents are about. Okay, I blank, but you get me. I'll come up with some great examples in a second. I don't know why I'm blanking. Anyway, the thing that happened today for me was I was in Zapier, one of the older platforms, and I was trying to get really quite a simple request in my head. I need a recording out of read.ai, the thing that transcribes all of our calls for us, and he needed it in a Google Drive so I could index it and do things with it. Right? So I wanted to get that coming in and that coming out. Pretty simple, except the format of this first thing was not what I needed it to be. So the format of this, the thing coming out of read, didn't match the thing going into Google Drive. So I was like, oh, that's not the solution. So I went into their Copilot, their help system, and said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. How do I do it? Now, I thought that I was going to get like an AI chat response, which are often quite disappointing, as we know. And it said, yeah, this is how you do it. And then it started doing it. I was like, what? I didn't know I could do this. And it actually started coding out, writing the blocks, going, okay, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And all it had at the beginning was the trigger, the thing that causes it is read, and the output is a Google Doc. That's all I'd got through. I hadn't done anything more. And it added the steps for the AI to read the thing and do the thing. And within 3 minutes, it was complete and it worked. I'm like, wow, this is super cool. Then we had benefit number 2. I'm like, because I'm in the zone, I'm in flow, I was then able to see different ideas and different things I could do. So I'm like, hang on a second, you know what would be even cooler? What would be even cooler is if you were to look through our CRM and you were to take the participant emails on the recorded call and automatically add the transcription to them as well. 4 minutes later, and that's done as well. It's like, what? What just happened? This is bizarre. And I found myself doing what I call an Excalibur moment. And an Excalibur moment is when you back away from the keyboard. You're like, no, it didn't just do that. It can't have just done that. And they're like, holy shit, it has done that. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do next? This is amazing. Let's go. I'm like, okay, well, what I need to do next, I don't actually want all the calls to end up in my CRM because some of them are with investors, some are with attorneys. I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to do is I said to it, well, if I put the word rec in the title of the meeting, then I want you to record it. And if I don't put the word rec in, I don't need to record it. I'm like, okay, it did that. A few minutes later, like, okay, well, that was cool. And then we did the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And within half an hour, I have a fully built out agent that's sitting in the business doing a job that, if I'm honest, we weren't doing because it was too much effort. There were too many other things in the business that we needed to get done to ever get this done. But because I could just literally say, I now need you to do this, I now need you to do this, it got it done. This is the moment I've been waiting for when it came to agents. because agents have been the purview of a certain group of people, developers. And you see these NAN influencers on platforms like these going, it's super simple, just download this and it'll automate everything. Now, I've been deving for, I wrote my first application at 6, and I'm now getting old. So 40 odd years, I've been writing commercial software since I was 12. So even by that, 30 something years. And these systems aren't easy. I spend my life, and myself and my wife, all we do is train entrepreneurs. Right? That's all we do. We train entrepreneurs on how to use AI. We've done it every day for 3 years. It's the favorite thing to do. We love doing it. And I can tell you, without any offense to anyone in my community, I love you all, that the idea of giving you an NA10 agent and saying, do this and then drag this node and then, they're lost. Now, the problem there, right? So the developers know how to get this done. The problem is that the entrepreneurs and the business owners are the people that know what actually needs to be done. So when you see a dev doing an NAN workflow, I saw one the other day, technically amazing. What it does is it goes through Facebook Marketplace, scrapes it, and does lowball offers on everything. And if they accept it, it goes back with an even harsher offer. So it's like, I want to sell my motorbike for £50, and it'll go and offer 20. And if they say yes, it will go back and say, I've changed my mind, how about 15? Now, whether that's morally, ethically okay or not, I'm not sure, but it is effective if what you want to do is buy a bunch of crap on Facebook Marketplace. From a technical perspective, it's an amazing achievement what this guy did, but it's pretty useless, right? Who's actually going to spend their time going through and doing that? Who's going to spend their time buying a whole bunch of junk from Facebook and then shipping it out the other side? It doesn't actually do any. Technically, it's a great demonstration, but from a business perspective, it doesn't achieve anything, right? So you've got these two groups of people. I see someone said on YouTube, not simple. I agree, right? You've got these two groups of people. Group one, the devs that know how to use it. Group two, business owners that have no idea how to use it, but know what it needs to do in order to make it work. If you can vibe code agents, which you now can, those barriers get crossed. That's the difference. A business owner being able to say, you know what would change my world? What would change my world? I had someone say this to me the other day. What would change my world is if we could download an invoice automatically. So when Gmail comes in, if the invoice comes in, it downloads the invoice, it copies it into Dropbox, and then it copies it into another folder in Dropbox related to the project we're working on. And then it adds the entry to Monday because they use that to keep a tally of things for tax. You could do that now. You couldn't do it yesterday. This is the wonderful world of AI. You couldn't do that yesterday. You can do it today. You could go into something like Zap and go, this is what I need you to do. First thing I need you to do is whenever I get an email with an attachment, check to see if it's an invoice. And it will go, done. You're like, wow, cool. Then what I want you to do is copy it to Dropbox. And it'll ask you where. You go, there. You go, done. And it goes, okay. Next thing, I need you to read the invoice, a bit more challenging now, and I need you to discern which supplier, which vendor it's for, and based on that, put it in one of these folders. And it will go, done. Okay. And then what I need you to do is once you've read it and you understand the amounts and the supplier and the vendor, what I then need you to do is put that into Monday so I have a record and a tally of it, to which it goes, done. Now, that might sound like something not particularly sexy. It's not sexy. It's not sexy at all. But what is sexy is that's taking one of their members of their team 15 hours a month. 15 hours a month of busy work. Work that doesn't equal ROI. It doesn't equal output. It doesn't equal earnings. It doesn't equal revenue. It's work that has to be done for the business to be done. And this solves that. It gives them that 15 hours back. That is the win of agents. And this is why it's so aligned with what myself and Liz do over here. Because what we want to do, for those of you that know me, what we want to do is make sure that we're amplifying the humanity, not replacing humanity. We want to amplify not replace humanity, right? That's what we want to do. So how do you do that? You give humans their time back so they can spend their time thinking about what they want to do with that time. Do they want to work more? Okay, sure. You want to earn more? You want to do more zone of genius work? Great. Like, what do I like doing? This. This is what I like doing. I love talking to entrepreneurs about AI. If I could do this all day without losing my voice, that's what I'd do. In fact, pretty much that is what I've done all day. I did a radio interview this morning, and then I did my 3 live sessions, and now I'm here. And I can't think of anything I'd rather do. Some people are like, that was terrible. Me, perfect. Because the busy work disappeared. That's what we want for all of you. And that's what vibe coding agents means. Now, I want to give you one last thing, and then I'll let you go. The last thing I want to give you is the mechanism to choose what agent you go after. So what agent do you actually do? Where do you go with this? And my answer would be find the biggest differential of cost and benefit. So don't look for the thing that's going to earn you 150,000 or 250,000 or is a big bet. Look for the thing that's going to cost you $10. Look at the thing that's going to cost you 5 minutes and it's going to solve one problem, like one small problem. And the reason for that is as follows. First of all, I would much rather place 100 of those bets, tiny little bets, because if something goes wrong with those, no harm, no foul, right? Who cares? It doesn't matter. I've wasted 10 minutes of my life. Okay, sure. Versus jeopardizing cash flow and risking the business, which I definitely don't want to do. So we want to take smaller bets, and we want smaller bets with bigger rewards on the other side. We want asymmetric bets, asymmetric risk reward. And wherever we can find them, we go after them overzealously. That's the first reason I want you to do it that way. The second reason I want you to do it that way is I want you to get on board. I want you to feel what this feels like without worrying about a big project. Because as soon as I got that, it was oh, then we could do this. Oh, we could do this. Oh, we could do this. And I kept layering on these tiny little solutions until half an hour later, I'm like, holy, we've done something that's genuinely going to change my business. Because what we've done with it is we've done a report that goes to the sales team after they do a sales call that tells them how well they did on the call. Like instant live coaching as to what they missed in our offer stack, where they didn't ask the right question, if they made the wrong offer. This thing literally live, or like 2 seconds live, 2 seconds. 2 seconds live does a recap of their call and grades their call and gives them feedback on what they need to do better next time. That is a substantial revenue generation for me from half an hour's worth of work. And I now see it for every entrepreneur. And this is the moment we've been waiting for. I've been saying this for a year. When we can vibe code agents to the degree we can vibe code applications, we're going to see a huge acceleration in productivity, efficiency, effectiveness, AI uptake, because this is what we want to do. When I say you can use it to do this, most entrepreneurs are like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool, but I still have to do the work. What people really want to do is automate their lives, find the efficiency, get rid of the busy work, so they can get back to the zone of genius work. And Vibe Coding Agents does exactly that. Now, for those of you in my mastermind, my abundance program, I'm going to be doing a lot deeper treatment on this next week, and we're going to show some screen shares and work through some real examples. So you're going to see more of this in the next couple of days. For those of you that aren't, I'm going to be raving about this here as much as I can, because we finally have the ability to do the thing we've been waiting for. And I love it. I've got a quick comment on YouTube, I think. I definitely have shiny object project as a time set for small wins. Thanks for reminding me. My absolute pleasure. Yeah, find those things, the tiny, like, oh my God, it could do this. Oh my God, it could do this. Find those tiny wins. That's the game changer. That's the thing that's going to make the difference. I'm starting to do one right now that reminds me when we pick up our kids for school and sends me a text because they have different clubs on different days. And I forget today's 4 versus 4:30 versus 5. I don't want to put it on my calendar because my calendar's work busy and it's just going to get more busy. So I want that just sent me as a text half an hour before. Oh, okay, cool. It's time. All right, got it. Like tiny little things that are going to make my life easier, so I can do the thing I want to do, which is talk to y'all. All right, with that said, thank you very much. This was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is day 6 of the 100-day sprint of me starting to understand lives. The thing I think I added today was working out how to do Instagram. Hooray! Couldn't do that yesterday. Move fast and break shit. That's what I would say. With that said, thank you. You are worthy. You are welcome. Keep trucking. AI is not coming for your job, but it is coming for your excuses. I will see you tomorrow.